Hello, Pamis Tankur once again. Uh, these are predictions about the UAE. A longer arc as well. I will give you an overview of the longer arc of the United Arab Emirates and also some predictions for the spring season, the Northern Hemisphere spring, which is 20th of March to 21st of June period. So, first of all, this is going to be a grim period, both the longer period and, in fact, the rest of the century. This region, whichever country it may be here, but this region would see strong conflicts for this remaining part of the century till at least or almost around 2001, 2097, 2098. This particular region, I say, um, because the country of UAE may not last long. Um, it is highly doubtful it may last long. The state, the modern state of UAE, which it is there, and in fact, some quite difficult times ahead for the country, both in the spring season as well as in the longer time frame. So today is 11th of March. Yesterday on 10th of March 2026, I have already published on my website palmestankur.com detailed predictions for the country for the spring as well as a longer overview, longer arc as well of time for the country. You can go there and have a look, but I will recount here some of the key predictions I can read from my website as well, which I have published. I will not repeat here everything, but some of them. So I will the longer arc what I have written is this, that overall the country has now entered a huge period of reshaping. Several years of financial troubles and conflicts are now to be seen. And during the rest of this century, as I said earlier, till around, let's say, at least 2097, 98, this region is highly likely to be subject to wars. So the monarchy or the present rulers may fall in a few years' time. And as I said earlier, I reiterate, it is highly doubtful the state of UAE would continue to exist for a long time. So these are the longer arc. Now I come to the predictions for the spring season, 20th of March 2026 to 21st of June 2026. I Some key predictions remaining you can see on the website. So foreign relations are very rocky during this period, and the country's armed and security forces are highly active in this period. So for those of you who think that the war in Middle East will die down and finish very quickly, I don't think that's going to be the case. There may be significant strikes on the country in this period, with the Ras Al Khaimah, Dubai, Sharjah area looking the most vulnerable, as well as any resources of the country in the sea, ships, oil rigs, etc. And the country is highly likely to be engaged in war in this period. So it may be that the UAE itself is directly engaged in the war in this period. It is very well likely. By in this period, I mean, again, I remind you, 20th of March to 21st of June 2026 period. Later predictions I will post later in time. So this is one of the key predictions, and there may be death of someone who holds or held high power or someone very wealthy. And now another key prediction: difficult time for the House of Maktoum, which is Dubai's royal family, in particular. Danger to some member of the family of serious sickness or death. And if I look beyond this period a little bit, then March 2027 and August 2027 may bring strong challenges for the House of Maktoum or or the Emirate of Dubai. Yeah, so these are some of the key predictions. I can end with the prediction for the stocks. So fluctuations for stocks will be very high, and there will be high losses for several stocks which are listed in the country. The expenditure of the country also would be very high in this period. So there are many more predictions, yeah, and on the website you can go there, have a detailed look. You can also go to the long-term predictions page of my website, which lists long-term predictions for different countries including the UAE, some other long-term predictions which I have not noted here. and others. And remember that in January 2026, I had said at that time in tweet, and in fact, I had said this in 2025 itself earlier, that soon the UAE, the real estate sector of UAE would crash significantly, and the Middle East is going to enter into a wide war. This is what I had said in January 2026 in a tweet, and then, of course, this was also published in 2025 on my website. So all this has already happened. I had already predicted the tensions which had happened over in Yemen, for example, between UAE and Saudi Arabia. So UAE is one of the countries which I largely predict well, uh, and so let's see what happens. And For those of you who work there, who live there, uh, yeah, as I had said in an earlier video, uh, as the war evolves, as the Middle East war evolves, or as the security situation changes, so be flexible, keep ready in case you have to make any important decisions about your life. Even if the war may appear to be cooling off, when a war which lasts for a long time, there are phases when things seem good, when things look dying down, but that does not mean things have died down. As I've said earlier, a Pandora's box has been opened by US Israeli strikes on Iran, and the whole region is now permanently, by permanently I mean for several years and maybe even couple of decades or even more, for several decades maybe even, this region is destabilized now. It has to come back to equilibrium now. There Even earlier, before the US Israeli strikes on Iran, the equilibrium was not there, but the facade was there. Now the facade has been torn down, and the region is not at equilibrium. The facade also has been torn down, so it has to settle down into a new equilibrium now. All this started after the world wars of the 20th century, when the Middle East got destabilized. Um, in the late 20th century, a facade came up which pretended as if everything is normal, but there was never anything normal, because what happened in the after the world wars, what the Western powers did in the Middle East, carved up different states out of nowhere and different things, yeah, in order to serve their interests. That was never sustainable, that can never be sustainable, and the region has to come back to a natural equilibrium rather than an enforced equilibrium, which it was during these years. But anyway, that is politics. It is necessary to have a good understanding of politics to make good predictions, because any prediction operates in a context. But anyway, so stay safe, and be flexible, be ready if things change or deteriorate or improve. Bye bye. This was Pamistanko.